Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today I have a beautiful and easy knitting pattern to share with you, for which you need stitches in the multiple of 10 plus 2. So I have taken 10 into 2s are 20 plus 2, 22 stitches. Actually the 2 stitches are the edge stitches. So let us start off with the first row of the pattern. The edge stitch is a knit. After that, yarn forward. From here starts the pattern. It is going to be 5 number of purl. That's the 4th, and this is the 5th one. That's the edge stitch. After that, we have worked 5 number of purl. Yarn backwards. Now please watch carefully. 2 stitches. We are going to work together from the front side of the work. So there is a decrease. Now a yarn over, that's an increase. After that, knit 1, again a yarn over, and these 2 stitches we are going to work together again from the back side of the work. So our very first set of pattern is complete. That's the edge stitch. Now if you count the stitches, we have 10 stitches. As I told you, this is a pattern. It is a 8 row pattern which needs stitches in the multiple of 10 plus 2. Now let's start off with the repeat pattern. It is going to be 5 number of purl, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn backwards. 2 number of stitches we are going to knit together. Yarn over so as to increase the stitch, a knit, again a yarn over, and these two stitches we are going to work together from the back side of the work. So a second set of pattern is done. 1 stitch remaining, that's the edge stitch, which is a knit. So the very first row of the pattern is complete. Now let's move on to the second row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that, we will just be working purl all across. Please be careful with the increased stitch, as it looks a bit different from the other stitch if you are a fresher. So the second row is just going to be purl all across. Now I would like to repeat again, this is a pattern which needs stitches in the multiple of 10 plus 2. So for this sample I have taken 10 into 2s are 20 plus 2, 22 stitches, and it is an 8 row pattern. I am working the second row of the pattern. So my second row comes to an end. Moving on to the third row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that, it is going to be 5 number of purl, 3, 4 and 5. 5 purl, yarn backwards, 5 number of knit, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So leaving the edge stitch, we have 10 stitches on the right needle. Now we are starting off with the repeat pattern, the second set. It is going to be 5 number of purl, yarn backwards, 5 number of knit, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the third row of the pattern has come to an end. Now starting off with the fourth row of the pattern, the edge stitch is slipped off. After that, I am going to purl all across. This is the fourth row of the pattern. This is an easy pattern. It is a beginners friendly pattern, and it can be used for sweaters, cardigans, especially for girls, babies, ladies, and it is going to look just beautiful. So my fourth row comes to an end. This is how my pattern is looking right now. The pattern is showing. Now there will be a change in the position of the pattern. Now here where we had worked 5 purl, there we are going to work the pattern. So 2 number of stitches we work together, a yarn over, a knit, again a yarn over, and the 2 stitches we are going to work together again, but from the back side of the work. Yarn forward. Now on top of the pattern we are going to work 5 number of purls, just that the position of the pattern is changing. So 5 purl worked, first set of pattern is complete. Now that's the purl. Now here we are going to work the pattern. So 2 number of stitches we are going to work together, a yarn over, a knit, a yarn over, 2 stitches again we are going to work together, this time from the back side. This is the point to be remembered, yarn forward, 5 number of purl. So in the 5th row of the pattern, the position of the pattern is changing. Other than that, the pattern, the way we work it is the same. So this is how it looks. This is the 5th row of the pattern. Now let's move on to the 6th row of the pattern, which is again extremely easy. Edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are going to purl all across. Now see, in the wrong side we are just working purl. That makes our work much easier. It becomes easy for the freshers to remember the pattern. So here my 6th row is also coming to an end. The edge stitch is also going to be a purl. Now the size of my work has increased and the pattern is showing up. Let us move on to the 7th row of the pattern. Edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are going to work 5 number of knit. That's done. Yarn forward, 5 number of purl. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn backwards, 5 number of knit. It is an easy pattern, very easy to remember, and it is going to look very beautiful when you use it in your projects. Yarn backwards, the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the 7th row has come to an end, and look at the pattern. Now let us move on to the 8th row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are going to purl all across. So here I would like to repeat again, for this pattern we need stitches in the multiple of 10 plus 2, and it is an 8 row pattern. So the 8th row comes to an end and our very first set of pattern is complete. This is how it looks. Have a look. Such a beautiful pattern. Now I'm going to show how we are going to work the pattern one more time. Now let us start off with the first row of the pattern. Now the position of the pattern is going to change again. The edge stitch is slipped off. We are working the first row, yarn forward, 5 number of purl, 3, 4 and 5. We are going to repeat these 8 rows over and over. Now yarn backwards, the 2 stitches we are going to work together from the front side of the work, a yarn over, a knit, again a yarn over. Now the 2 stitches we are going to work together, this time from the back side. This is an important step. So the first set of pattern is done. Yarn forward, 5 number of purl, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn backwards, the 2 stitches we are going to work together from the front side of the work, a yarn over, a knit. Now again a yarn over, the 2 stitches to be worked together, this time from the back side of the work. 1 stitch left, which is going to be a knit. That's the edge stitch. So the first row of the pattern comes to an end. Now moving on to the second row of the pattern, the edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is just going to be purl all across till the very last stitch. Here the second row of the pattern comes to an end. Have a look. This is how a pattern is looking right now. Let's move on to the third row of the pattern. Now the edge stitch is slipped off, yarn forward. It's going to be 5 number of purl. 3, 4 and 5. Yarn backwards. It is going to be 5 number of knit. So that's done. This is the third row. Now let's repeat the sequence again. Yarn forward, 5 number of purl, 4 and 5. Yarn backwards, 5 number of knit. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 1 stitch left, that is the edge stitch, which is also going to be a knit. So the third row of the pattern has come to an end. Let's move on to the fourth row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is going to be just purl all across. This is a beautiful 8 row pattern which needs stitches in the multiple of 10 plus 2. So my fourth row too comes to an end. See how pretty the pattern looks. Trust me, once you use this pattern you will not be disappointed. Now the edge stitch is slipped off. Let us start off with the fifth row of the pattern. There will be a change in the position of the pattern. 2 stitches we are going to work together from the front side, a yarn over, a knit. Again a yarn over, 2 stitches we are going to work together, this time from the back side of the work. So that's done. Now yarn forward. Here see we are changing the position. There we had worked the mesh and now we are working the purl. Now again let's repeat the pattern. 2 stitches we are going to work together from the front side, a yarn over and we work a knit, a yarn over, 2 stitches we are going to work together from the back side. Actually, as we are decreasing the number, that is why the yarn over is there to balance the stitches. Now yarn forward, 5 number of purl. So this brings the fifth row of the pattern to an end. The edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the fifth row also comes to an end. Now moving on to the sixth row of the pattern, the edge stitch is slipped off and by now we all know that the wrong side we just have to purl. So here my sixth row is about to end. Working the wrong side with just purl makes our work much easier. So the last or the edge stitch is also going to be a purl. The sixth row comes to an end. Move on to the seventh row of the pattern, which is also very easy. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is going to be 5 number of knit, yarn forward, 5 number of purl. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. See, just that we keep changing the position of the pattern. Where we had worked the mesh, there we work 5 number of purl, and where the purl had been worked, there we work the mesh. That is how it is being done, and the result is this beautiful pattern. So working my 5 number of purl, which too comes to an end, the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the seventh row of the pattern has come to an end. Now the eighth row of the pattern, the edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are just going to relax and purl all across, and the eighth row of the pattern too comes to an end. So this is how our beautiful pattern looks. I have shown the pattern in very easy steps. It should not be a problem even for the freshers to use this pattern, and trust me, you will be proud of your work. So thank you my friends for staying till the end. If you all have liked the video, do give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye bye, be safe, be happy, and